for. So that's step one. Step two is that there also, on some of the Google Earth imagery, there are visible traces of subsurface features out here. I did not realize it sloped off. I am going to give you my pessimistic first interpretation that if people were buried here, they were gone with the bulldozer many years ago when this ball field was made down. But just to tell you, there's a small, and I'll show you what I've got on Google. There's a small square right here. There's a larger rectangle out there about halfway down. And then, very intriguingly, a 10 by 20 meter oblong that starts, if you're standing right here, runs maybe a fist and a half to the left of that backstop in between them. Sometimes around here you never know what you're going to run into.
Well, they wouldn't publicize if they ran into graves, but if we knew
this is our centroid or whatever.
so that's not the starting
point. That was just where I hit the correct east-west line and then started going north-south.
And I was only able to identify 3 people that I feel pretty confident are buried here. They're listed in the 18th.
Governor Patton gave his former House servant Edmund 25 acres of land in a 2-story frame house on this property somewhere. And one of the property lines, mentions that stake in the cemetery. And Billy Ray tells me, the city historian, that he thinks he remembers seeing a house on this property that could have been Edmund's old 2-story frame house.
And then read it and then lift it up to eye level and read it. And if it's really on top, it'll show a difference. Another way you can do it.
Now it's going back down.
Well, the other way you do it is outside of the area that we suspect and run a couple of lines just to see
Test.
what's showing up. And this is where Carol comes in because she's gotten pretty good at this.
Great.
So we'll get the system.
That's why you're getting the big bucks.
I'll
Carol.
get things unboxed to do a site well.
So this
Yeah,
was common.
this is the 1860 mortality schedule.
Every year, and when would
Slaves that are, they did them every 10 years in the colony.
Remember to New Hampshire, to the factory training.
May 8th?
It shows you this unit is functioning. It takes a little bit of time for it to start interacting up here. Versus with all screens, right?
No, you need like a little umbrella.
Yeah, right.
So you can see.
Yeah, well,
It's Larry.
didn't take them off. I know we
Good,
both.
good. Okay, if I say playback, it shows me this was a run that we made. This was file number. This would have been somewhere close to the edge of, but you can see the column of data here. It's interruption of these.
Quadrant, we'll put in some pins, 1 minute meter intervals so we can run relatively predictable. And then we'll run north-south because even though we might encounter a random alignment of graves, they're probably going to be more or less east-west. So we're targeting a 6 foot, 5 to 6 foot target instead of an 18-inch.
Why do you think they would be east-west instead of?
Because in almost all Christian burials, you bury so. At 10 meters, really distinctive.
But if you look, that's also a dip all the way down where the swale goes.
Yeah, but that's
So-
not.
No, not exactly, but I'm thinking it's
All the way through
Pretty messy.
down to deeper subsoil has never been touched.
I'm
So
glad we did that.
we've got this that's been packed down and graded. This is all fill, and that's the original
Untouched.
subsoil.
Gotcha.
That's